hey, we're at a different world. It is a new season. One of my girlfriends said it's kind of like the snake is like shedding its skin because we're ready to come to new. We've made peace with a lot of things in the past. We made peace with a lot of the ways that we were doing things, and now we're really ready for a new frontier. We're really ready to learn more about ourselves. We're really ready to have deeper conversations and go into things perhaps with people that will disagree with you, with people who don't really have the same viewpoints as you. So when I ask people what it means to be brave, I'm asking you, are you open to hearing a different perspective of somebody else that you may not necessarily agree with? Because the climate is hot right now, you guys. It is palpating. It is fiery. And people are afraid to speak their truth because they're afraid that they're going to get canceled or not liked or banned. You know, there's conversations and all these sorts of speculations about things, no matter what side you're on. But it is hard to have an honest and true conversation because people are afraid of not sharing their truth, or when they share their truth, it's not going to be what you're really like or what you were hoping for, or what you expect. So I feel like what it means to be brave, when I ask that question to you, what comes up? Where in your life are you actually playing small? Where you are actually diminishing your light, where you are actually trying to go kind of with the flow and the current because you're too afraid to stand up and stand out for what you believe in and to share your thoughts with such conviction and confidence. But I also love getting the humanity out of others because I really, truly think what it means to be brave is also being able to change your mind. You know, I feel like this climate in the past 2 years has really changed our perspective in once you know something, you have more of an ability to change your perspective, change your opinion, and hopefully not be denounced because you change an opinion about something. We are all allowed to formulate our opinions about things and be okay to change our mind about something. Maybe something else doesn't resonate with you. And so I've had this conversation with friends who, you know, obviously are either they're pro-vax and they're boosted, and I had many friends who are anti all of the things, right? And for some of you, this might be triggering, and that's okay. So in having these conversations in the last few years, kind of unscripted and not even recorded, I've learned a lot just by not judging and just by hearing perspectives of others and not trying to change anybody's perspectives, but really just trying to have bold and honest conversations. Well, how does this particular situation feel for you? And how is this fear really writing your life? I think what it means to be brave is to step into that fear, honestly and courageously, knowing that you may not have all the right answers. This is that space to walk the talk. This is that space to challenge yourself. Can you listen to a friend or a family member that has the complete opposite view of you? That, I think, is the true testament of how we can reconcile ourselves. We can reconcile who we are, who we're becoming, our whole evolution of ourselves, and create ripple effects within the relationships that we have, within the peers that we have, within even our children's lives, and especially the most important people to us, our love partners and the people that we look up to. Maybe for some of you, it's your parents. Maybe for some of you, it's a mentor or a guide or a coach or a teacher or somebody that has been there for you. But can this be that space for you? I want to share just a little excerpt of my keynote that I think would be resonant for you all. And because I think it's just so powerful where we are today with how to be brave and what it means for you to be brave. And this was from my Grit to Greatness keynote. As I was thinking about some of my most brave moments, this past year, December 31st, marked 10 years of me leaving a very powerful and profound relationship. It was my first marriage. And that was my big initiation. That was my big independent awakening. Many of you who've been kind of following me for years, or maybe this is the first foray into even listening to my work, but I started an organization that was to empower women and girls into their own self-confidence and self-worth. And it was called Independent Awakening. Well, it was spearheaded because I had my own independent awakening, and it was on December 31st. So I'm going to read a little excerpt from that. On December 31st, 2011, my brother and I went to the home that I escaped from a few days earlier to grab just a few more things. I knew I wasn't planning to celebrate the new year with a man who'd repeatedly hit me in the past. But I also didn't believe the relationship was going to be over. When we arrived at the house, all of the locks, every single one on a 4-story house, had been changed. In less than 3 days, my ex-husband, managed to change the locks on our 4-bedroom home. My brother grabbed a bat from the garage and started trying to get in. Literally, we were trying to break into a prison that I had been a willing prisoner in for years. Whew, that just gave me chills. One of my bravest moments to date. So for any of you, and I nervously chuckle because there's still probably remnants of so much emotion behind that day, and so much emotion even still 10 years later.